attorneys at The Advocates can't actually prevent you from being in a cycling accident. They will be by your side to support you following your accident. Our legal services won't cost you a dime out of pocket. So when you need an injury attorney, call us. We're The Advocates, your Utah personal injury attorneys. You didn't deserve to be in an accident, but you do deserve an advocate.
This is the Monty Show, the truth in sports talk streaming. When you want unbiased opinions about your favorite team without the spin, all you have to do is find the Monty Show, streaming live and available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on YouTube. And now, here's Monty.
Hey, the Monty Show, live on your YouTube machine, Thursday, May 30th. Already, May the force be with you is not any longer. Next time we talk to you, it'll be June, which is ridiculous. The Monty Show is always presented by The Advocates, theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business. Super easy, guys. Get to theadvocates.com, chat with an injury attorney, 24/7, 365, and it won't cost you a dime. And the best part about The Advocates is you never pay them out of pocket. You get hurt at work, are you really in a position where you're like, yeah, let me scratch a check to a lawyer? Yeah, not at The Advocates, because you don't pay The Advocates unless and until they win your case at theadvocates.com. This case is empty. The opposite of full. Name that tune. Anybody? Have you bet you what movie is that, Jake?
Cold-blooded, clean, methodical, and thorough.
Exactly right. The Fifth Element.
Up. We're out of here.
I'm telling you, The Fifth Element's one of the. What's the most underrated movie of your life? Do you think? Boy, where did this topic come from?
I don't know.
I think and I say this a lot. I think the Fifth Element, Ronin, or
Heat.
Whoa, Heat's fantastic. Heat is fantastic. Any of the Tom Cruise, well, the original Tom Cruise Jack Reacher.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Cruise's Jack Reacher is amazing. I don't know. What is the most underrated movie? I'm curious what you guys think about that. It'll be interesting to see in the comments section. Okay, San Diego State Glenn, the pro rata you deserve. The Postman in Waterworld sucks. Honest, bro, that's the Costner flick, right? Like where they're wet constantly, which generally I like. I like it wet.
Right.
But that movie sucks.
Right.
That movie sucks out loud.
Right.
It's so bad. It is so bad. Mountain Mama. Hello, Mike. Jack Reacher shows so much better than the movies. Jack Reacher in the books was a big man, not a little guy like Cruise. Well, he don't play no little guy
Playing
in
no
Reacher.
games.
I mean, you know. Okay, wait, what? The Florida man. You guys would look cool with mustaches. Hey, man.
Well, look, we can just restart the show on Monday, and we'll just.
This is the Monty
go
Show.
now, and we'll try to go, grow some stashes just for you, okay?
Bro, I do not look good with a. When you're this beautiful, why would you cover it up? Okay, we should probably move on. I see what happened. Well, Old Texas Tech man. This guy got air in the head. ACC will fall apart. From ACC will be joining the Big 12.
Okay, sounds like you have air in the head based on the way you wrote that comment, bro. Jesus.
Rough morning, huh?
Yeah, damn. Man, might want to wake up a little bit, dude.
Okay, that's fine. Monty with a porn stash. J2H is not happening with that little peach fuzz thing. I've tried this. How is the show up? It's five minutes into the show and it's off the rails already.
Friday for us, and everybody knows that.
I have tried to grow pube face, and that's all it is.
Fucking donkey.
That is totally all it is. And it is
Pube face.
I've never been, I am not Mountain Mama with whatever the flip that is on your face. I don't have like Bigfoot growing on my face like that. Right? Like that, I've never been that guy. And I probably could. But who knows? You know, Y Zone. Monty with a stash equals Ron Burgundy.
You know.
Johnny Dangerously. Great movie character. Reacher is the best show now. I've not watched the TV show once. Dakota says Putin Thursdays. No.
Tubinsky.
The Monties have the Joe Dirt scruffy face DNA. I keeps it real. I freely admit, I'm like fondling myself.
Yeah, are you okay?
I
Dude?
freely admit that I do not grow a beard or a mustache well. I don't try to fake it.
Right.
You're over here most days. Yesterday, I don't know what your face was doing yesterday.
That was 2 days ago, actually, but it's fine. Tuesday.
No, yesterday when you were freshly shaved and you had that virgin, like missionary look. You just needed the white dress shirt and a black tie with a name tag, and you were there.
Right.
You were there.
Right.
You know, K Nurin says my wife hates anything on my face.
So does your wife hate your face though?
I'm gonna not
Stay hard.
What exactly are you? What are you what are you putting on your face there, sir? I'm just asking. Jakey Soul Patch, the ghost of Gumby says. The Florida man, Monty Mustache Rides. Ask K Nern.
Monty.
Hey, Monty. What how you doing, Monty? I am not going to make nearly as much money as the Big 12 is. We've been talking about this for a while, and it was interesting yesterday that a lot of folks were talking about the commercialization of college football. And this is something, you guys, that I think we've talked about on this show ad nauseum. If you're new to the show, and I know we have a lot of new viewers, you may not know that in the past we have openly discussed that branding on the field, branding on uniforms, branding on stadiums, branding on practice facilities, branding, patches, logos, they're coming. We've talked about this for months. And yesterday I thought it was interesting that Ross Dellinger, amongst others, I want to say Stuart Mandel at The Athletic also had it, that the NCAA and its membership will take up the concept of putting corporate logos on fields and uniforms in as soon as 2025. So a year from now. We've warned you about this. And as we dug into this yesterday, our sources are telling us that the Big 12 is one of the main entities spearheading the idea of driving new revenue by putting logos and doing corporate sponsorships and branding deals on the fields and uniforms in the Big 12. And it makes a lot of sense. The Big 12, as we found out last week, was dead last in revenue generation amongst the Power Four conferences that remain, and it was not close. And you're talking about being 50% behind in revenue to the SEC and the Big Ten. You've got to find a way to close that gap. And I think we've already seen that with Mexico City, Rucker Park, some of the initiatives that the Big 12 has partaken in to this point. But the Big 12 would very much like to have Ford logos on their field. They would very much like to have McDonald's or, let's be honest, Five Guys logos on their uniforms, because we all know that when you're the truck stop conference, you're probably putting a Buc-ee's logo on the shoulder pad, but that's not really the question here. Is it what we should be doing in college sports? Jake, I don't think there's any doubt. It's not what we should be doing. It's what has to happen to save conferences like the Big 12.
I completely agree. And the only question I have is, why have we not been doing this before? Why has this not been happening? I mean, I hate to break this to people, But these athletic conferences are sales companies that happen to play football or basketball or whatever sport the day has for us, right? I mean, that's what it is. And again, I feel like this past like 18 months in college athletics has been sort of a renaissance for how people look at college athletics. Like, this isn't, oh, well, little Jimmy's getting his doctorate and he just conveniently plays football for Georgia. It's not how it used to be. Anymore, it is, hey, athletic departments at these schools should be viewed as sales teams that happen to play the sport. And this is right up that alley. Again, any way possible that football teams or basketball teams or whatever it is can satiate private money and bring that revenue in, they should be doing that. So whether you want to put a logo on a field, you want to put it on a jersey, you want to put it on a helmet, you want to put it on towels, you want to put it on, signage across the stadium, whatever it is, man, like, we should have been doing this. And obviously there's some of it that goes around, but it's not to the level that professional sports has it, where, your entire outfield wall is just full of, sponsorship logos, or the back wall of the end zone is just full of sponsorship logos, or whatever it might be. So yeah, like, I do think that this type of situation needs to happen and should have been happening for a long time now. But I think that we like to get sort of tense about, oh, well, it's a college football team. Like,
right.
how are we going to go about selling these companies and bringing this money in? We get weird about that, and I don't really understand why.
I think you look at the deal that the Big 12 has done with WWE. Let's not forget the championship belts. Like, I think that is the future. And I continue to tell you, and I know that Big Ten fan loves to get in the comments and talk about how much money the Big Ten is making. I don't argue that. I don't argue that the SEC is an ATM machine. But friends, my point more is the Big 12 has been on the cutting edge of deals like the WWE, deals like Rucker Park, Mexico, Monterrey, Mexico City, Dr. Pepper, Kansas City. Like, they've been doing, Big 12 Pro Day in Dallas. Like, these things that the Big 12 has been pushing. That's why Brett Yormark has been such a revelation, not for the Big 12, but for college athletics. And I think you're going to continue to see this. I think that Brett Yormark has been nothing short of a trendsetter. And I know that we're always accused of being the SEC show. This week, all I've been hearing about in the comment section on YouTube is, you guys are SEC homers. I
didn't know you liked SEC juice, dude.
And you know what the funny thing is? It's because I said Greg Sankey's the most powerful man in college sports.
Well, that's not correct. It's mullet.
I believe listen, he's not as powerful as those lice that are living in mullet.
I'm a man.
In shit. I'm telling you. I said one time,
not 7 times.
One time that Greg Sankey will be the commissioner of college football. I think I said that.
That's what fucking ticks me the fuck off.
And this guy, Emmanuel, lost his ever-loving mind in the comment section to the point where I only saw it because I happened to be reading, and I shouldn't even say this out loud.
Here's your first mistake.
I was reading the comment section the other night, and I happened to see that this guy talked about Greg Sankey's length reaching my esophagus.
Dude.
And
what?
While you were able to comment up until that point, it's ridiculous to me. But I know we're accused now of being the Greg Sankey Homer show.
Right, yeah.
But
right.
I think that Brett Yormark has been nothing short of a revelation. And I think what he is doing to push the commercial division in both basketball and football in the Big 12 is sensational. And I think you are going to see, like, one of the guys I was talking to yesterday about this was telling me that Ford and Chevy will ultimately end up competing to be the official automobile of the college football playoff. But I think you're going to see that auto brands will be on the field, will be prominently featured. Another guy I was talking to in TV yesterday was telling me that you better get ready for an influx of beautiful new massive LED boards in stadiums. And it's true.
Didn't it just come out yesterday that what was it? Boise State was renovating one end of their end zone. Like, we see it all the time, right?
But you know what, Boise State? I thought that was interesting because what did Boise State do? They shrunk their capacity slightly. And we not talked about this on that show?
Yes.
It's better to have too much demand than too many empty seats.
Yes.
Facts.
And again, I don't understand why Boise State and their football program decided to point a shotgun at their junk and pull a trigger when they said that freshmen can't earn NIL money.
Right.
It's probably too graphic. But my point is, Boise State's doing a lot of things the right way.
Yeah.
Albertsons Stadium. Do you know what Albertsons is? It's a grocery store, right? It's here already. And I think you're going to see it to a much larger extent. Does it feel dirty to you?
It doesn't feel dirty to me. I think that, again, we are in a time where more money has to flow through the sport. Like, it used to be, and this is what I always say to you guys, like, it used to be enough where TV revenue would cover all the expenses that an athletic department would have, or the athletic program would have. Like, it used to be that, like $40 million a year is more than enough, but that's not the case anymore because times are changing.
And now I'm going to say what I said before, and I'll say it again. I don't believe that revenue is a problem in college athletics. I think college football makes plenty of money, but it's these stadium projects. It is exorbitant salaries for coaching staffs. It is all of this other superfluous stuff that you spend your money on that degrades your ability to leverage the revenue you're making. And I don't think it's an issue of, college athletics doesn't make enough money. I don't think that's it at all. I think the way that college athletics spends their money is out of control. I think we're talking billions of dollars. If you go across the board and you count every penny that these universities are making on athletics, revenue generation's not the problem. It's the money you're sending out. I look at Washington State. Hell, Bobby Robbins and his abacus that fell off his desk, and $240 million later, it was never recovered. I look at the sit-in that was threatened by Washington State faculty and staff over the spending in the athletic department.
Yes.
We don't have a problem making money. We have a problem spending money. And I will just continue to espouse that fiscal responsibility. And maybe the word is like, the unethical spending. Like we have an issue where, we've got to have the nicest cutlery at the training table.
Right.
I've got to have triple platinum forks. No, you don't. Paper plates and plastic silverware is fine.
Yeah.
And if you had that mentality, these NIL settlements would never have come to fruition because you make enough money that you should have been paying them. And I'll continue to go back to that. You've made billions for generations. Now you have a problem because you're going to have to retroactively pay that. but it's not a revenue generation problem. It's a you're a cheap son of a biscuit problem.
Agreed.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's the old adage of like, it's not how much it's not your gross, it's your, your net, right? Like it's hey, like, all right, we made $1, but we're only keeping 20 cents. Like, that's the problem. And I think that, that is the sole issue in college athletics. It's pervasive through the whole system. And that's why you notice no one's talking about keeping more money. We're talking about making more money.
Yes.
And opening up the bandwidth, if you will, opening up the pipeline, if you will, to more money coming into the sport. So when you ask me, is it dirty? No, I don't think it's dirty. I think this is my opinion in the big picture on like where the sport's at is this was a natural step. This was a natural.
100%.
It's the natural evolution
100%.
of athletics, especially in football and especially in basketball, because these kids are not stupid. So they understand, hey, like you need us to make the money, and we want to make money. So let's find a way. And if I took out the fact that it was college athletics, you would say, yeah, that's just like a business transaction. That's just like, hey, this contractor knows you need him to do your pool or something. And, he wants to make money. So you're going to pay him and he's going to do it. Like, I mean, that's just our country. That's like our culture. That's a normal thing. So we get all weird because it's college athletics and we want to do this whole thing where it's like, oh, well, they're student athletes. They're students and then they're athletes. They're not athletic students. And it's like, dude, come on. They're here to play football.
But the student athlete thing is so that the old whiteheads could keep their cash.
100%. Yeah. Oh, well, we're paying you with a scholarship. Okay, cool. But that scholarship is giving us what, $2,000 a month?
And brain damage and
come on,
joint injuries and back injuries and neck injuries. Like, I just think that we're in a position now where you're going to see logos on the field.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be a little slower to matriculate to logos on jerseys and helmets, but I think you are going to see, because we're doing it already. Why is it a problem for Fox, ESPN to project logos onto the field on broadcast? We do it in the NBA. Why can't we do it in NCAA basketball?
I mean, they're doing it in basically every sport. They do it in the NHL. They do it in Major League Baseball.
Like the LED. Look at the dasher boards in the NHL. Full LED dasher boards now, so that you can constantly have ads changing. And I don't know why you wouldn't do.
And by the way, it looks cool.
It does. And if you look at the stuff that we're doing with ribbon boards now and these huge, like you look at Rice-Eccles Stadium. Up at Utah, up on the hill, and you look at that beautiful end zone.
Yes.
And you look at the boards, and I mean, it's you look at the Delta Center and the AT&T stadium in Dallas, and you look at that like that's just the beginning.
Yeah. Yes.
Jerry Jones, that was cutting edge when Jera built Jera World. Now that's the norm. That like you look at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas or any major venue that you go into. I agree with my friend that said you're gonna see an explosion of beautiful, bigger, badder, more crystal clear LED boards in all of these venues.
Yes.
And I have no problem with it.
How could you blame them?
I think you are going to see Ford trucks parked on fields. I think you are going to see that you're going to have branding opportunities. And it's what pissed me off as a Cub fan. And it still does, because they don't put the money back into the team because, well, we don't win games.
Yeah, you're Garbo. We get it.
But you look at the I guess it was almost 10 years ago now, in the outfield where they put up higher walls so that they could have more signage. And they added massive, jumbotrons in right field and a big ass flipping Toyota sign over the left field wall. But that's what you have to do now.
Yeah.
And I think that stuff is coming. And I don't think there's any doubt about it.
And I don't think it's dirty. I really feel like this like purity, like perspective on college sports needs to change. Like, oh, well, we can't stain college athletics with, corporate dollars. And we can't, like, dude, I'm so tired of that conversation. Like, I get it, man. There was a time, and I experienced it as a kid on some level. There was a time, probably 90s, 2000s, even early 2010s, where college athletics had some purity to it, if you will, where it was just the kid going to school, but he was a hero on the football field. And like, we as people loved that hero story, that underdog story. But those times have changed now, man. And I hate to say that, but it is the reality of it. And if you want college football to still be a thing, these people need to make more money. There just has to be more.
My guess is in the Big 12, and this is just this is, I think, where it starts. I think you will see in every stadium in football. I think you will see in every stadium and on every broadcast, Big 12 football presented by Ford trucks.
Yeah.
And there will be a Ford truck parked in every stadium. There will be a Ford logo on every field. There will be, like, you look again up at Utah with this truck deal that they got. I think you're going to see that the official truck of the Big 12 is the Ford Working Series or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to see first. And I think you look at that, they've always, like whether it's the Dr. Pepper Big 12 championship game or whatever it is, they've always had that. And they're not exclusive in that. But I think you're going to see that Big 12 football will be presented by X brand. In every stadium, on every broadcast, you have no choice.
Right.
I think that's where this will start. All right, let's get your comments in here. Presented by our good friends at Prize Picks, prizepicks.com. I was asked yesterday which one is more difficult, golf or the WNBA on Prize Picks.
Golf, there's no question.
I think golf is far more difficult.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
I think
the WNBA has some reliability in it, no doubt.
Caitlin Clark makes me money. There is no question. Caitlin Clark makes me money. And if I look at I open up the app and MMA is number one. The first thing I see today is MMA in my Prize Picks app. But I look at the RBC Canadian Open, and I am a guy that I 100% play birdies or better. And today I am going to ride that Eric Van Rooyen D and take more than 3.5 birdies or better. I'll take more. I'm a huge Eric Van Rooyen fan. I love watching the guy swing the club. But it'll be interesting to see. I don't get many. The funny thing is I don't get many options there.
No.
A
little limited.
Sahith Sagal. Hello. Sahith. Why can't I say his name? Thigala. 68. More or less than 68 strokes today. Ooh. I think that's tough.
Yeah, that's a tough one, dude. That's tough.
I think I think you got to take more than that. But we'll see exactly how all that works out. Yeah. I also some of the other interesting names. Corey Connors at 68, you got to take more. With all due respect.
And then you're talking about birdies or better.
No, strokes.
Oh, strokes.
You got to get stroked.
Yes, you got to get stroked.
Right? Yeah. I think you got to take more than 68 on him, at least in my opinion. But it's interesting how limited we are in the field.
Yeah, I'm guessing that because it's early, maybe this will open up. Like usually this is not going to be all the selections. So
yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, that's interesting. Yeah.
But I will also point out, in the NBA, Mavs and Wolves tonight, Game 5, rebounds and assists, 14.5 for Anthony Edwards. On 28.5 points. You got to go less than 28.5.
Well, what about Rudy Gobert at 12.5? I mean, come on.
Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, I mean, come on, dude.
Wolves or Mavs tonight?
Wolves.
How do you not?
Yeah, I'm going Wolves.
I was just about to say, how do you not take the Wolves tonight?
Yeah, I think you got to take the Wolves.
It's going.
Tonight.
It is absolutely going back to Dallas.
Yeah,
there is no doubt about that in my mind.
Yeah.
Christopher Shannon says Timberwolves are winning. Ooh, okay. The Ghost of Gumby. It's not official until Uncle Monty's pick is painted on the field at BYU. That's what I'm saying. BYU football presented by the Monty program.
Hey, Monty.
I don't have that much money. The church is expensive. Tanner Plumer, Big 12 football brought to you by Dave's Truck Stop. I can see it now.
Well, it's the flyover conference presented by NetJets.
Golf is way harder. Welcome to the nightmare says. I think golf is way harder than the WNBA.
Well, because it's just so inconsistent. You don't know what you're going to get out of, individual guys. And so the other thing Prize Picks does that I love with golf is when a guy's round starts, you can actually take a back nine position,
which I love
doing, because you can see, okay, well, he had a really rough front nine and he's not playing good today. Okay, cool. Or he's playing great. Like, let's do this. Or the other thing, and this is why I think the PGA for this week's not fully loaded up yet on Prize Picks, is they'll do how many strokes on this particular hole. Or
right, because you got to get stroked.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get stroked. And, as Brooks said, you obviously start stroking guys. And
honestly, I'd start stroking guys.
Yeah, thanks, Brooks. It's just, you know how it goes. Like,
so good.
Yeah.
You got to get stroked.
So good.
A lot.
Yeah. Stepanek, good morning. Hope you're feeling well. Monty should have a golf tournament for kids. I'd love to, but putting on a golf tournament, we looked at it last year, and it is. Yeah. We were even just looking at doing a miniature golf tournament. Forget it. It is so much work to put on a golf tournament. Yeah. I don't even know how you do it. I don't. And I would do it with our guy Darren Ingram up at Canyons Golf, the 100%. official golf course of the Monty program.
Hey, Monty.
I think that Canyons does tournaments better than anybody else, and mainly because you're in the beautiful outdoors in Park City, and you've got world-class restaurants, world-class resort. You've got a world-class, PGA professional like Darren.
Well, and the cool thing
that's what you got to have.
Dude, when they do tournaments at Canyons, the cool thing is, and if you've never been to Canyons, this may not make perfect sense to you, but basically when you roll up to Canyons, they've got their area where they store their golf carts. And what they do is
a huge ass barn.
Yeah, it's like a huge barn facility where they keep their carts in great shape. What they'll do is they'll take their carts out to this staging area. Not like when you roll up to a golf course, usually it's like, oh, well, there's all their carts just sitting there. What Canyons does instead is they take all their carts and they line them up, and then they put your name on the steering wheel of the cart. And so everyone knows exactly what cart it is. You know where you're going,
what hole you're starting on.
Super straightforward. And I appreciate that so much.
And I'd also point out that
I
am a golf snob. Are you? I'm a golf snob.
Not as much, but yes.
Thank you. Well,
thank you.
I'll just, I'll just no. I'm a golf snob.
Fuck you.
Yeah, thank you. I'll wear it. I'm fine to wear it. I'm a golf snob. You know what I like about Canyons Golf? I get a cooler on my cart.
It definitely makes a difference.
And the difference is every other course you go to, hey, no coolers are allowed.
Yeah, no outside food is allowed in here. You're going to buy our crappy burger.
And the difference is at Canyons, the breakfast burritos from the food cart are amazing.
Good, dude.
And they give you a cooler full of ice to keep your stuff cold.
Yes.
And there's water available so you can, I know it's crazy, wet your towel so you can clean your ball and your gloves. It's crazy.
Wow.
Anyway, I would love to do a golf tournament. I couldn't do it. I can't put one on. I don't have time most days to function normally in life.
Right.
And this week, real quick, with my wife's been out of town. She needs to come home because I can't do the whole, taking care of the dog. Listen, if I was Rory McIlroy and I was single all of a sudden, my dog would starve. because I was playing golf last night until like 8:30, and I came home and my emaciated dog was like, "Hey, prick, where's my treat?" Right? Like, yeah.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
I'm telling you, I can't do a golf tournament.
Yeah.
Cal football brought to you by the Manhattan Project. Exactly. Glenn, a Ford truck being towed to the 50-yard line by a Dodge Ram.
Okay, Glenn, we get it.
Okay, you're a Dodge guy. Tanner Plumer, so your mark is pulling a Roger Dorn from Major League. Roger Dorn? That's a great... You don't know who that is, do you?
Next comment.
Do you know who Corbin Burnson is?
No.
Have you ever seen Corbin Burnson and and Roger Dorn in the same room? All right. Baseball have to be doing it for years. The only one left was college baseball. Don't disagree with that. Red Lobster presented by Preparation H. Okay. Yes, move your fingers and hit the like button. We appreciate that.
Do it.
The Pac-12 brought to you by Red Lobster.
Bro.
Get it? They're both out of business.
Bro, dude.
Chill, James. What like?
Also, you hyenas. We're not doing a show tomorrow, so if you want to start gifting memberships, it's Giving Thursday. Go ahead and get it going.
Oh, it's Giving Thursday now.
Yeah, because we're not doing a show tomorrow.
Okay.
Well, you may be with the lights off, but I'm not.
You know.
Yeah.
Some of us are going out of town for the weekend.
Yeah.
And you are not flying Southwest.
No. Nope. Delta Comfort Plus, baby.
I swear to God. If my
2
wife
weeks ago, bro, was the first time I'd ever walked to the B gates at Salt Lake International. It's so rough. It is so rough, dude.
If my wife says to me one more time, honey,
honey,
like we're going to see the Foo Fighters at Fenway Park in July.
This is how much of a baller my guy over here is.
Jesus. Okay. So we looked at taking a private jet. Because flying to Boston for this event is going to cost $3,000.
Right.
So my wife was like, why don't we look at like a private jet thing?
Well, because that'll be cheaper, right? I mean, obviously, that would be cheaper.
$62,000.
Well, Monty, flying over the flyover conference is really expensive.
Maybe I've lost perspective in this world. This is totally possible. $62,000 is a lot of money. Who can afford that?
Rich folks. I don't know.
Who can afford that? I cannot. We'll be flying commercial. But if my wife says to me one more time, honey, Southwest is having a sale.
It's like $4 to fly 10 minutes. What do you think?
And the answer is still no, never, ever, never, ever.
Yeah.
Am I going to fly Southwest? The answer is
the boarding process for Southwest is traumatizing. There's no question about it.
You guys, I spend a lot of money with American Express. I have status with Delta because I spend so much money with. Remember, I said we don't have a revenue problem. We have a spending problem.
Right. Yeah.
Golf balls alone get me free airfare, but I get to board in Group 1 with Delta all the time. I get free bags. I get your mom's bag. Like, you name it, I've got it at Delta.
Do you know what that's like these days?
I'm never, ever going to fly Southwest again.
Yeah.
Ever.
I just don't like the boarding process. I got to be honest, dude.
Yeah, and the plane smells like old people. I'm not doing it.
The plane smells like old people.
I'm not doing it.
I have to say, there is nothing like sitting first class on a Delta flight to Hawaii, and you're like, yeah, dude, we're having fun on this flight.
Yeah. Hey, can you guys just keep walking? You're you losers in the back of the
word
plane.
You're looking for is peasants.
Go, yeah, you peasants. Shame. Don't even look at my first class seat.
Oh, what a loser!
Oh yeah, I'm Delta 1, man. Delta 1.
Do you think I don't? You people are lucky to be able to walk past my seat.
Right.
That's not who I am. I'm totally kidding. Well, it is a little bit, but it's fine. The ghost of Gumby. Honey. The Nye Guy, Giving Thursday, which means Red Lobster is giving everyone hepatitis A.
Damn.
Bet you weren't expecting this one.
All the Red Lobster heat this
Dude.
morning. Wow. Mike Smith might have to go with the private Greyhound route for the discount. Dude, so this guy, let me read you this guy's text. So I'm texting with this
So
private
how
jet
did this
company.
guy come to text you? You were just looking for quotes?
Yeah, I was looking for quotes. Good afternoon,
Monty.
Monty. This is Connor from Fly USA. I understand you're looking to fly to Boston. 2 passengers. And I said correct. Do you have a preferred aircraft class or type?
Yeah, G70. Let's go.
And I said light jet, no turboprop. All right, great. We can do a jet like a Hawker 800 or a Citation for 60,000 round trip. A Gulfstream begins at $82,500. Are these costs in line with your expectations? To which I said, hell no.
Did you really say hell no?
No, I said at that cost, I will fly commercial. And he said, what's the maximum number? To which I did not answer. Because how about $50?
Dude, if you're
A
flying private,
Gulfstream.
dude, if you're flying private, your $50 lasts like 10 seconds.
Do you understand just to take a crap on a Netflix or on NetJet's plane is $240,000.
Dude, that's
Someday, maybe, probably not. Can you imagine paying $80,000?
Well, what you need to do is you need to get a group of 6 to 10 people together. That's how you can fly charter.
Yes, I would agree. Which is a Gulfstream because
Yeah.
most of the other light jets are 7 to 9 passengers, period. So if it's 60,000 and you've got 6 people, do the math. That's 10 G's.
10 G's, man.
Can't do it. A Caps Lock Thursday. Let's go. Caps Lock Thursday. Okay. G Lee, you can't do a show on the golf course live stream. Let's see your game.
Yeah, give me 1,000-foot like Cat 20 internet cable, dude.
I'm actually playing pretty good golf. We kind of played a working round last night, and I shot 2 over.
Yeah.
At River Oaks in Sandy, and I only shot 2 over because my 50 degree betrayed me.
Okay, so we're on the first tee last night.
Mm-hmm.
And River Oaks has this awesome youth program called First Tee, I think it is, where, kids and their families come out on Wednesdays and they play rounds. It's awesome. The problem is for guys like us, though, it's a pain in the ass because you get to the first tee and it's totally backed up because there's kids everywhere.
Generally, we'll play 2 or 3 rounds a week, 9 holes, usually tee off around 6:30.
And most days you can knock that kind of round out in 90 minutes, if you're,
Max.
And so we're on the tee, though. My point is we're on the first tee, and what do? Absolute nukes on the first tee. Best feeling ever.
Crushed it. Just pretty good. OG Gary, Gulfstream G700 is mad nice. Can't afford it. Glenn Lumen, any news on Jackson Robinson? None that I have seen. And let me check. I have not seen anything. And I am interested. Whoa. It's fine. I can't.
Yeah.
I have not seen news on Jackson Robinson. So we'll see. Is he going to the NBA? Is he going to stay in the draft or not? I have not seen an update on it. And it is it's a big deal. I'm curious what Kentucky will do. But we'll see. We'll see. Nothing happened. There's I was looking this morning because a bunch of 3-4 people DM me about that.
Yeah.
And then if there's an update, I'm curious to see if he stays in the. My guess is if he'd have pulled out of the draft, we would have known.
Right. Yeah. You're kind of in that window where if guys are going to, they would have.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm guessing he's staying in the draft. That's that. Nothing official. The answer, Glenn, is nothing official.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The only James, the only way I'm paying $80K to fly, there's a company that has a bed in the cabin and the staff are instructed to leave you alone so you and your spouse can join the Mile High Club. Okay.
But see, then if you and your spouse join the Mile High Club, what kind of fan is the baby going to be? Because your wife's a Baylor fan and you're an Okie Light fan. So what are they going to be? A Red Raider fan? Like what are we doing?
Yeah. Jake, have you not seen Major League?
I have, but I don't recall it enough to reference it like that.
Roger Dorn.
Yeah.
Big 12 brought to you by Big Oil. Could be. Glenn says, thanks so much. I'm asking from the Philippines. Well, good morning from the Philippines.
Wait, why is he saying thanks so much?
He asked about Jackson Robinson.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And the answer is I don't have an answer. I wish I did. And donuts, live chat at the course. Every other word is F. So on the 17th yesterday, I was even. And actually, it was 9 holes.
Yeah.
So on the 8th, what would have been our 8th hole, I went into it even. I hit a bomb drive, great drive. And I had 110 yards to the flag in a driving wind.
Yeah.
And right now, I wish I could tell you why. I am drawing all of my irons. I'm not hooking them. When yesterday, like 8-iron off the tee at the 9th, hit a draw. Don't know why. On the 8th, my 50-degree, I hit a 50-degree, beautiful 50-degree shot, but it drew. And then I hit my short game was on point yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
My 54, I had a 54. I had a 90-yard 54-degree wedge into this particular hole. It was beautiful. It was amazing. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm drawing my irons. I don't know why. I have no idea.
But no, there won't be a live chat from the course. Sorry, dude.
No, there won't. No. Actually, the company is called Love Cloud. It's based out of Vegas. It's around $1,000 for a 45-minute flight. Well, what do you do for the other 42 minutes?
I don't know.
It's a 3.
See, that's a joke about only lasting 3 minutes. See what he did there.
Speaking of 3 minutes, Dakota Tubbs, the kid would be an Air Force fan for sure. There you go. There you go. John Dry, Phillips 66 already sponsors the Big 12. They do. Let's see. But when I say so Phillips 66 football on ESPN, Fox, on every football field, in every venue, that's the kind of deal you're going to see. They would be an SMU fan.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Boyd Lake. I think there was a possible draft pick from Arizona that recently opted to return to Arizona for a year. Yes, I agree. This idea, and this is the Bronny James story.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday was the deadline for kids to pull their name out of the NBA draft to go back to college. And what most kids, when they pull out of the draft, or in Jake's case, my point is, you pull out of the draft and you go into you enter the transfer portal, which is what a lot of kids did. Okie Light is hilarious, by the way. Go Pokes. Kay Sumbry, good to see you. Phillips 66 sponsors all of the Big 12, or is it just Big 12 baseball tournament? A lot of, I don't know the exact deal, but they're pretty widely involved.
Yeah, I don't know what their package says, but they've got representation all over the place.
Right. Boyd Lake, word is Robinson isn't rated as high as hoped pre-draft. I hope whatever happens works out for him. Just imagine BYU roster if he comes back, though. It would be amazing.
Yes.
Would be amazing. But there's some thought that wasn't he, I could be wrong. Wasn't he, I thought he was, I don't know. I don't want to speak out of turn. I don't know what he did. I just know that he is not going to be back at BYU. Pretty certainly.
Right.
So we'll find out. Giggity. Good morning, sir. Love Cloud flights are 45 minutes long. Can they just take me down the runway? Exactly. Just,
right.
Hats for bats. I don't know what you mean by that. Big Blue Horses is very bad to steal Joe Boo's rum. Do you know what that's a reference to?
No.
It's Major League. You're saying Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball? Now we're doing Major League lines from the
Okay,
movie.
come on. Let's get back in line here. Come on.
Ben Mora, the Big 12 is not for sale. Whew, thank you for clarifying.
Dude, man, now that you're here for the first time ever clarifying the Big 12 is not for sale, we can start the show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Stepanek, Kansas State would get the Army to sponsor K-State. They are already planning to play Army. They already have Fort Riley Day. Nice. That'd be amazing. And if you don't know what we're talking about, you're just tuning into the show today. The headline is the Big 12 is for sale. Because as we have been telling you for several months now, Brett Yormark has been is the word the trendsetter? I think it is. He has been aggressively pursuing new revenue streams. And I thought it was interesting yesterday that you had Stuart Mandel at The Athletic saying that there was going to be a vote on whether or not to allow logos, branding deals on the field in college football. Not to say I told you so.
Right.
And I'm not one to
Is your arm sore?
On the back. But we've been telling you this is coming.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what you're seeing is that Brett Yormark has been spearheading this. He's been one of the our sources, say the Big 12 and Brett Yormark and his commercial guys, his sales guys, his branding guys have really been pushing hard for this. And I think it's because the Big 12 needs it. The Big 12 is dead last in revenue. The latest revenue numbers. Now, that does not include their new TV deal. It does not include a lot of their new initiatives. But for 2023 fiscal year, they were dead last. And that includes the ACC. That includes the Pac-12. And it's going to be imperative that Brett Yormark, show that they can make significant new revenue to keep this conference on stable footing and moving forward. And I think he's going to do that by putting logos on the field. He's going to do, I think, and I've been told that they have significant branding deals that they will close once policy is in place. And I think that sooner than later, and I don't know why it would be later, I think as soon as possible, I think you're going to see this stuff start to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I just want to say, I don't think it's a revenue generation problem. I think that people spend too much money.
Right.
That's just my opinion. So that's what we are talking about this morning. Tanner Plummer, 247, said that Jackson hasn't come to a decision yet. Well, then he's staying in the NBA draft because the deadline passed to pull your name out.
Yeah.
So either Robinson withdrew prior to the deadline but didn't formally announce it. It's not a formally announced thing, with all due respect to 247. There is a formal process that has to happen. If you're going to pull your name out of the NBA draft, you have to submit paperwork to both the NCAA and the NBA. So it's not secret, which is why yesterday you saw Shams and Woj announcing all these kids that were pulling their name out of the draft and going into the portal. It's not, there's no way to keep it secret. My guess is he'd stayed. Christopher Shannon, 16 revenue teams compared to 10, plus everything else in the Big 12 will be a $1 billion conference. I hope so, because I think it is the best basketball conference in the country.
Yeah.
And I think this year in football is, I don't know any other word, and I'm not even trying to be dramatic. I think this is a critical year for the Big 12.
I think it's transformative. I think it's that year where you gotta show what you're made of. Like, your depth is going to get exposed this year if they have another just brutal showing. If folks like Baylor are another 4-win team, like, you're going the wrong direction now.
It is now an arms race. And what that means is, how many teams are you going to put in the college football playoff? Because did anybody notice yesterday what Greg Sankey said? Anybody notice that he refused to commit to the college football playoff in 2026?
Well, but Monty, it's the college football playoff. What do you mean? They agreed to it. The Super League's dead.
It is an arms race. And Greg Sankey yesterday, I think, put a round over the bow and let people know that I think 2026 is a year. I think 24 and 25, you're locked into the 12-team format.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in 2026, I think you are going to see things will change dramatically. I think 2026 represents a lot of change. I think it's the first year that the NCAA could be marginalized or maybe not a thing. I think that there will be a renewed, reinvented NCAA at that point. I think you very well and very likely will have the Super League in 2026. I think private money will begin to come into and be prevalent in college sports right now in a drip. And then I think they're going to open the spigot and life is going to change in the next 6 months. And I think that revenue generation will drive the Super League. And I think it's coming. This is not accidental. You see Greg Sankey say something like, yeah, I'm not committing to the college football playoff format in 2026. I think there's a reason he's saying that.
Yeah, clearly. And I think that, if you as a college football fan do not understand that the landscape is changing and that those conversations are happening now for 2026, you need to come around to that.
And Donuts gives us $10 for the golf fund. Have a great weekend. Same to you, sir. Hope you have a good day in your revenue generating efforts. Mountain Mama, 10 months old. Thank you, Mike. Mike Smith, a member of the show for 10 months.
Oh, well, see, you didn't say that. You were singing. How am I supposed to know that that's what you're doing there?
Do we not do that every time?
You don't sing for everybody. You only sing for Mike.
Only for Mike. But
yeah.
West Virginia Sports brought to you by Clean Coal LLC. All right. Clean your coal, bitches. Here's a hose, and here's some steel wool. Get to cleaning that coal.
Hey, Monty, you got any Downy soap?
It's not how you clean coal. OG Gary, a member of the show for 14 months.
See?
Utah Utes football brought to you by Flying J.
Damn.
In the truck stop conference that everybody flies over. Jerry Willie. How about having color team logo basketball, much like the WNBA has one color for the league? Well, nah. I think uniforms in college are generational. I cannot explain how much gold spray paint I went through as a kid, which probably explains my current state of mental dysfunction.
Yeah.
I spray painted. Do you know I used to take, my mom, there's a reason she beat me as a child. I used to take coat hangers and I used to make Notre Dame football helmets out of Tupperware as a small child. And I would spray paint them gold.
Well,
and then
a golden domer.
I would just walk up to my mom and hand her my belt and she would beat me with it. That's just the way that life worked in the 80s. Uniforms are a part of our childhood. And I think that I don't want anything to do with Ohio State not having Buckeye colors, with SC not, with the Crimson Tide. Like, I love the tradition and the pageantry of it.
Right.
Steve Stepanek, the Big 12 needs to step up and win national championships.
100%.
A minimum of 3 to 4 teams in the college football
I don't know that
playoff.
they have one, though. I don't know that they have a contender in their conference right now.
I don't think so. I think, and I know we argue about this on a regular basis, I maintain that it will be Utah, and it needs to be Okie Light. Needs to be Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
But will it be? And this is why we talk about a lot on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust Mike Gundy. Because you're not, I mean, 3/4 of this league in the Big 12 is not ready.
So get your facts straight.
Yeston's not ready. UCF's not ready. Although UCF's more ready than most.
Right.
Baylor's not ready. Is Joey ready? Pew, pew.
We'll see.
Is Texas Tech ready? Is TCU ready to be what they were 2 years ago? Is Colorado ready?
Colorado.
The Arizona schools aren't ready.
No.
I'm telling you, half this league's not ready to compete for a national championship.
Yep.
K-State, Iowa State, they're ready. Is Kansas ready? I don't know. We'll find out. But you need 3-4 teams consistently in the college football playoff. Full stop. That's
Hundo
it.
P.
That's it.
Hundo P.
And I don't even know. I'm not even sure that you can make the argument that just getting to the college football playoff is good enough. I think you need to win. You need to win games.
I think that if you have 4 teams in the college football playoff, if you're the Big 12, that's pretty successful.
Lamont Tucker, hello. Michigan football sponsored by Connor Stallions Vacuums Incorporated.
Fine Steeler guy.
We're slurping it up.
Vacuums up my thing.
Nope. Big Blue Horses. I believe Sankey also said he welcomes Congress getting involved. I think he said he needs Congress to get involved.
Mm-hmm. I think that's, yeah.
How do you stop lawsuits?
It's tough, bro.
What's going to happen with Title IX? Because as I've been telling you, Title IX, now that Title IX was always coming, and everyone's like, well, Monty, Title IX, that's going to stop the settlements.
Right.
What have I been telling you? Settlement first, Title IX second.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's big questions about how these settlements impact Title IX. And how many sports are you going to eliminate in some of these programs to make the settlement happen? I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be very interesting. I saw another article that said the same thing. 247 in the other article said that something like this happened last year. Okay.
Yeah.
Mike Smith says, damn it, Jake.
Well, sorry, dude.
No soap cleans like Dawn, just dish soap. I've heard that. Did you say Utes? What's a Ute? JTH, anything? The two Utes?
Okay. First of all, it's not JTH. Okay, if you're gonna roll out the J2H nomenclature,
okay,
it's J2H. It's just, you got to do it the right way. That's all. I'm just,
Two holes.
Yeah. See, you're gonna have to say it. I won't play the soundbite until you say it, dude. Dude, I'm not doing it.
Stay hard.
Should we just stop the show then?
I guess.
I mean, come on, dude.
I guess.
You got to say Buddy's name.
Buddy, a member for 6 months.
Yeah, let's go, buddy.
You're on. You just cannot wait to get on that flight tonight.
Can't wait, dude. There's nothing like going to California and having a nice time.
Mountain Mama says young Monty huffing paint before it was fathomable. Do I tell the emotional heartstrings huffing paint story? No, probably not.
Yeah.
A friend of mine died in the parking lot.
Okay.
I'm not even kidding. Jeff Murray, Round Lake Beach, Burger King. Okay. Tanner, Monty, didn't you say your mom forbid you from buying anything Star Wars? No, anything nice. I was not allowed.
So you could have bought Star Wars then.
I wanted a Millennium Falcon.
Right.
And my mom would not let me buy one. Like you guys remember the Lego sets and the models and
they still do that, right?
Shut up. I
could be a nice hobby for you.
I mean, you're shitty at golf, so you should give that up and start building Millennium Falcon out of the Legos.
That's right, T.
And then hopefully in the middle of the night, you step on one of those things.
Dude, I got out of bed this morning. First thing I do, never done it before, kicked my bed frame, walking by it. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. So it's not good enough that I'm half asleep trying to walk
Okay,
to the
so-
bathroom.
I don't remember what your bedroom looks like. I remember that you have a massive fucking bed in a really small
Yes,
bedroom.
I do. 100%.
Jake's got
dude.
like a
Yeah,
California king.
Okay, so when I moved into my apartment, I went to Costco and got a Casper California King. It has been one of the best beds I've ever had. But I'm telling you, this bed, dude, fills up like the entire room, bro.
So do you sleep nearest the window or nearest the door?
Well, we've changed the orientation of the bed. So now when you walk in the room,
She fucking owns you.
the foot of the bed is what you see first. So
The foot of the bed, the head
so
is against the window.
Yes. Which admittedly helped the flow of the room. I mean, I like it.
Right.
Yeah.
Whose idea was it?
It was her idea.
She owns you.
Dude, I would never move that. Dude, I would never move that bed.
You're the guy who didn't even have a night. Do you have a nightstand?
Yeah.
You didn't even have a nightstand.
And have a top sheet now.
Okay, wait. So you're such an asshole. Like you're
I'm an asshole, dude.
oh my God. I cannot tell you for how many years this fucking guy wouldn't
This
put
fucking
a
guy.
top sheet. Would not. I just a blankie. I just need my blankie.
I just want the comforter, man.
Would not put a top sheet on his bed. No. Not doing it. It's my bed. I'm not doing it. So when did you add a top sheet?
A while back now.
Yeah, when she started sleeping over.
Yeah.
Whose idea was it?
Oh, it's her idea. She's a top sheet person. I'm not, but it is what it is.
For how many years did we argue over that?
Yeah.
And why are you only telling me now?
I don't never
Well,
crossed my mind.
This is a safe space. We're free to speak
I'm
our
giving
mind.
you a fucking answer.
Yeah, we're free to speak our mind.
You don't always have to be negative.
For how many years? No, not doing it. Like the fights. Anyway, Eric and Raleigh says feng shui.
Yeah.
Jakey to shui.
So
exactly.
now, so speaking of feng shui and Zen and all that nonsense.
Yeah, which side of the
So-
bed do you sleep on?
Like the far side, technically. Yeah.
So if you're standing at the
So
foot of the bed.
if you're standing at the foot of the bed, I sleep on the right side.
Okay.
Yeah. But the thing I've noticed since having the bed in this position, I can't have the closet open. It messes with me while I try to sleep. No idea why.
The what?
The closet. Don't say closet, dude.
I don't know what a
it's not
closet is.
It's not a closet, dude.
Ooh, I use a top sheet, so now I say closet.
Yeah, dude.
Shut
Don't talk crap about my team.
Yeah, come on,
Shut up.
dude. Come on.
Closet?
Yeah.
What is it, milk? Like, are you kidding me right now?
Why don't you fuck off?
Yeah, closet. Man, I got to tell you, my life changed when I came out of the closet.
I just try to stand strong.
I don't know who you are anymore. I truly do not. Dakota Tubbs, Jake is 30 and finally uses a whole bed set.
Dude, I don't even run from it, bro. I don't do throw pillows. I didn't do a top sheet. Give me the scrunchy sheet.
Oh my
Give me
God.
the comforter, and that's it, dude. That's it.
It is
That's
so upsetting that you're using a top sheet now. Like it's
That's
one of
wild.
those things where you guys don't understand the heat. That was, oh my God. Oh my, okay. Brandon Butler, the only reason J2H ain't married at this point is she hasn't installed the firmware upgrade.
You know,
Oh, so good. Tanner, this sounds like the beginning of an Am I the Asshole story. Closet.
Yeah.
So is your closet fully yours anymore, or how much of the closet does she have?
Like 30%, I would say.
You only have 30%
No,
of it.
She has 30%. It's mostly mine, but she has stuff hanging in there. What? What's the problem, dude?
In the closet.
Yeah.
Eric and Raleigh, it's a California king. There is no foot of the bed. It's a giant square. You're not wrong.
Okay. Well, you know what, dude?
And I love it.
I'm a California King advocate, and there's always a foot of the bed, technically. The foot of the bed frame, then.
Is Jake afraid of scary monsters coming out of the closet?
Dude, it just puts off weird vibes. I don't know. I'm not,
What
like,
does?
like having because I have
Having your
the door to the closet.
Thank you.
You know, being open. It just has weird energy. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Hugh Jazz Gamer 247, a member of the show for 12 months. Let's go. J2H, her idea for you to sleep on the couch too.
Nah.
No, you know why he can't sleep on the couch? Because he doesn't own a couch.
Ain't no reset.
He doesn't own a couch.
Share and a half, baby.
He does not.
Share and a half, baby.
Do you have a TV in your bedroom?
No.
Okay, good.
Steadfast. So that's actually something that we argue about sometimes. I am steadfast, hard no, never going to happen, not doing a TV in the room.
The
Not
bedroom
doing it.
is for sleeping, and
Anita, Dick, and me.
that's it. That's what the bedroom is
That's
for.
it, dude.
That's the
it.
whole 9 yards.
I'm not doing it. Hell no.
No, because then you wind up laying in bed and watching TV, and I'm telling you that's
it's
not
terrible for you.
So Hugh Jazz Gamer, he doesn't have a couch, or
Yeah.
he'd sleep. The chair and a half's pretty comfortable, but you still have that broke ass recliner, right?
No, that's actually a nice recliner, dude.
Okay.
And I'm keeping that recliner when I move.
Okay.
That's a nice ass.
There's usually someone in the closet at night.
Waves in opposition.
Okay, so let me tell you about this weird experience I had last night.
This is pretty crazy. But
So I go and play golf last night.
we
Thank you.
Yeah.
We, two O's and bogey, we went and played golf last night. I get home around 8:30. My wife is out of town. She's in LA with her family.
right.
And so we always FaceTime when she's out of town. So I hang out with my dog for like my dog is not used to being home alone a lot. And here lately he's been home alone a lot. I get home at 8:30. I have a little bite to eat. And I hang out with my dog for like an hour. 9:30, roll up to the bedroom, the grotto, if you will, and get naked, get
Bro.
under the top sheet.
Bro.
You know, I get ready for bed, brush my teeth, you know, put the lotion on the face and
Right.
my CeraVe. And, you know, yeah. So I get in bed and I FaceTime my wife. She answers and there's a TV on. Like the phone is pointed at the TV. And then she hangs up.
Okay.
I text her ? And she's like, what? I'm like, well, I tried to call you. And she's like, the phone didn't ring. So I tried to call her again. Phone didn't ring. She reset her phone. She power cycled it. Boom, goes right through. And I said to her, well, you know, I called you. You hung up on me. No, I didn't. I said, come on, you were watching TV. She said, I've been laying in bed at she's staying at her sister's house. I've been laying in bed for 45 minutes waiting for you to call. She doesn't have, and what made me think of it, she doesn't have a TV in the room that she stays in at her sister's house.
Right.
She's like, I've been waiting for you to call. And I said to her, dude, I called you. You answered for 4 seconds and it was pointed at a TV. She said, no, that never happened. That never happened.
Now here's the part where it gets weird.
We're sitting here debating this and the fucking phone starts ringing. My phone starts ringing.
Now, ringing as in phone call or what?
Oh, no. It's a FaceTime from a Phoenix number that I've never heard of. And this dude, Jose, calls me not once, FaceTimes me not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, 5 times in a span of a minute and a half. And I'm like, what on earth is going on?
Now, this would be less weird if this was like a number that wasn't verified. And when I say it's verified, anytime someone's name comes up under a phone number, That is a verified number. That's an actual person calling you.
And I don't get it. It's
So-
the weirdest thing in the world.
So the only, and I didn't know about this till I came over this morning. The only thing that I could surmise is it's a cellular network issue, that your first FaceTime call got routed to somebody else's phone. I don't know how else
so
to explain it,
strange.
because Mrs. Monty said that you didn't call her, that she never got that call, and she power cycled her phone, and then it worked. So I don't know. And that does often happen when you go to a different state, you change towers, like, you know, your phone recognizes the towers that you ping on a regular basis, right?
But my question is, and here's the thing that I don't know that how many people think about this. Why did they answer the phone when I FaceTime them? Okay, so you see Monty's number coming through. You see my number coming through. It's not in your phone, I would think.
Right.
Why are you answering a FaceTime from somebody you don't know? I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm not.
I'm not.
It ain't happening.
It's weird, dude.
I'm not doing it. I am not doing it. And I didn't answer the homie's call and blocked his number. But that was so strange.
Really weird.
So strange. Yeah, Giggity. The unexplained happenings like that are crazy. And the worst part is now I'm laying in bed under my top sheet. This motherfucker going to show up here in a minute? Am I going to pull up my Glock? Like,
Show up.
Every noise now, it's like, oh God, he's here. Jose is here to kill me.
Let's run.
It's the stuff that your mind does to you.
Cartel vibes.
Yes, when you think you have monsters in your closet. Like, I'm going to go ahead and close the closet. Hey, by the way, if there's monsters in there, they're still in there. They're just now behind a closed door. And they'll push the door open. Right? Yeah, it's wild to me. The weird stuff that happens to me.
Yeah.
Wrong phone number? No,
that's the thing.
I don't dial my wife's phone number.
Yes.
You guys know
So
that's saved in your phone.
Yeah, but this is a good point about this whole situation. You have favorited contacts, as do I, right?
Yes.
So, and that list obviously is not a mile long. That's only like 3 or 4 numbers. So when you call her, you're always your phone pulls out the favorited list, and you call her from that list.
Pull it out.
So it wouldn't be a thing where he was like dialing and got 1 digit wrong.
No.
Her number is way different, not even close to what a Phoenix number would be.
No, my wife and I have had the same area code since 2000.
Like 20 years, dude. Like legit, like 20 years.
It would be 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's no way to
make like 0405.
There's no way to make that mistake. It's just not possible.
So then you looked Buddy up. And you didn't find anything.
60-year-old dude. There's only one guy that comes up under this caller ID's name. 60-year-old dude in Phoenix.
Huh.
So, Eric and Raleigh, or a computer processing issue with the phone number holder. Could be. Honey. That never happened. Yeah. No, you didn't call. No. The eye patch. It gets even weirder. That is weird. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I think some updates can mess up phone settings. Both wife and mother-in-law have iPhones and have identical problems at times with the phone. Interesting. Updates, only thing I can think of. Yeah.
I just think it was a carrier glitch. I think that the call got routed to a random number. That's what I think happened.
It's
and then,
rando, please.
Yeah, and then this mook tried to FaceTime you 80 times to see what was going on.
Yep. Dakota says, sounds like Monty needs a loaner phone so he has time to fix the issue. Did he DM you yesterday?
He did.
He did.
We're not going to read it.
It's amazing. Giggity. Your first call must have went to Jose and he liked what he saw, so he called back for some more. Right?
Monty?
That's Monty on the phone. Better call back. Maybe I can get Oak State James's number. I hope Uncle Monty doesn't FaceTime me when I'm naked. I'll try not to. Did he ask you que lava puesto, Monty? You have no idea what that means.
Yeah.
Dígame. RJ Seaman hacked Monty's phone. There you go.
Yeah.
Eric and Raleigh, they were playing a game on their phone and hit the button by accident, I guess. 5 times? 5 times.
Yeah. It's
You
weird.
know, the revenge of the Seaman. Sure. Major Payne will take care of the monster in the closet with extreme prejudice. Exactly. Stepanik, you always have to be prepared for anything, Monty. I am. One word, block.
Yeah.
I'm ready. Loaner phone probably FaceTime Monty. He did. Right? Loaner phone problems. Exactly right. Hello. Last week I watched The Strangers movie. Good movie. I highly recommend them. And it's a home invasion movie. And since then, I'm more aware about who's around my place. But home invasions are not random. 9 times out of 10. They're just not random. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So now, having said that, I'm the guy that has the longer screws for my deadbolt. I'll be honest with you about that. My brother butt dialed me yesterday, and he was having a good conversation at work. I just hung up. Man, I hope not. Heard the new one is just the remake of the first one and not as good. Okay. Is that right, Mike? It could be. Okay. Well, you guys have that conversation.
Nice.
You know, I always feel like somebody's watching me. Do you guys ever get weirded? Like, I don't know about you guys, but when my wife goes out of town, it's just not the same. Like, I miss
the energy's different.
Yeah, I miss my wife when she's gone. I really do. Like, as I've talked about, I'm very lucky. I have a great marriage. My wife's my best friend. Like, I miss my wife. I think my dog hates me and misses my wife. I do.
Yeah.
Although, admittedly, my dog is going to doggy daycare this weekend. I feel like a bad dog parent. Like, I have to drop him off today. And I feel like a bad dog parent taking my dog to doggy daycare. It just is. Yeah, it's weird. Okay, real quick, couple other things we need to get to. Did you guys see this Jason Kelsey story?
Bro.
Jason Kelsey and his wife are vacationing on the Jersey Shore. And it did not go well.
Middle of the street you are. You'll never be allowed in this town. No. You'll never be allowed in this town again. Don't be out on your breath. You're embarrassing yourself.
First of all, notice Jason Kelsey not trying to step in between his wife and this woman.
Middle of the street you are. You'll never be allowed in this town. No. You'll never be allowed in this town again. Don't be out on your breath. You're embarrassing yourself.
Second of all, do you guys know why this happened? Do you know what Karen's upset about here?
Middle of the street you are. You'll never be allowed in this town. No. You'll never be allowed in this town again. Don't be out on your breath. You're embarrassing yourself.
Karen is upset that Travis Kelsey and Mrs. Jason Kelsey and Mrs. Jason Kelsey will not take a photo with her. You're Jason Kelsey. You're a star.
Yeah.
He and his wife are lovely people. They're known to take a lot of photos with people. They treat people exceptionally well. They're really good folks. They're on the Jersey Shore. And this lady is like, take a picture with us. They said, fuck off. I don't believe they actually said, no, not right now. Like, they're allowed to say no. And she says, you'll never be allowed in this town. Or what did she say?
Middle of the street you are. You'll never be allowed in this town. No. You'll never be allowed in this town again. Don't be out on your breath. You're embarrassing yourself.
Oh, you don't want to take a selfie with me? You'll never be allowed in this town.
Fucking A.
To the point where the mayor of this city apologized.
The mayor got involved.
And they have outed these people. And I actually feel bad for this guy's husband, for this lady's husband, because you getting in the face of Kylie Kelsey is really stupid. And the fact that this fan, I believe TMZ said it was an overzealous fan, is ridiculous.
Now, here's the thing. This is happening on the Jersey Shore. So
stereotypical.
Affluent area, very prideful people, expectations very clearly. And this is what we get.
I think what Kylie Kelsey said was exactly right. She essentially said to the lady, "You're drunk and you're embarrassing yourself."
Yeah.
She said something like, "I can smell the alcohol on your breath." And anyway, the mayor of this city on the Jersey Shore apologized. And they've outed this woman. And I actually feel bad for the woman's husband because you can see that he's mortified. Like he's talking to Jason Kelsey. They're having like a conversation. And this lady just loses her mind.
Yeah.
Because
you know who you are. You'll never be allowed in this town. You'll never
because a famous person won't take a photo with you.
For real.
That you'll never be allowed in this
where's,
town.
Where's Big Daddy Magic at, man? Is this typical behavior around celebrities or what's the protocol?
It's so ridiculous. And can they not just walk down the street without you hyenas being like, "Oh, I need an autograph, bro"?
No.
Can you relive the greatest moments as a Philadelphia Eagle for me?
No.
Can you sign this bag of Donovan McNabb's vomit from the Super Bowl? Like, can you just leave them alone? I'm probably a little different because I've been around a lot of famous people.
Right.
I don't view them as, "Wow, that's crazy. Look, it's Jason Kelsey." Oh, cool. Jason Kelsey's here. Neat. Like, I'm never asking. I'm not the autograph guy. I'm not the, "Oh, man, can I get a photo with you, bro?" I'm not that guy.
Right.
I am 100% not. I understand sports fans that run up to NBA players' windows and get off. Okay, I totally get that. If we're at a restaurant, I'm not going to walk up to your table and be like, "Hey, bro."
No, where were we where we saw Herb Street? I don't remember where we were.
Mastros.
Was it Mastros?
Mastros in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
Kirk Herbstreit had his whole family there.
Yeah.
And people were walking up to him. He's sitting down at Mastros Ocean Club for dinner.
Yeah.
With his entire family. Ohio State was in the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah.
And people are walking up to him trying to ask him for autographs. And it's like, can he just eat dinner?
Can he not have dinner?
I've never understood it. Are you guys somebody are you autograph hounds? Are you like famous people hounds?
I would never do that to someone. Like if you're having dinner with your family, to me, that's off limits.
Yeah, I think it's kind of ridiculous. Whoa. I can't even add him. Okay. I was going to read a comment, but I didn't. Jason is like, "Nah, she's got this."
Yeah.
I would not have let my wife get into that altercation. Hey, leave Emperor McNabb out of this. I didn't say anything about Donovan McNabb. I was talking about his vomit.
Yeah.
Monty, what would your wife do in this situation? Nothing. She hates confrontation like that. McNabb season. No. I'm trying to eat my lunch. Bad Santa. Exactly right. Exactly right. Exactly right. But, it's just really interesting that you can't just give people space.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
It's a tough look.
Brandon Butler, honestly, don't care about if you're famous. The pawn and the kin go in the same box at the end of the game.
I mean, it's true. I think the other thing you got to, again, understand is where they were when this happened. It's Jersey Shore. Like, that area has a reputation.
Okay. Derek Roche, I never get starstruck except when I was in front of Commander Riker. I've been a Trekkie since childhood, and I embarrassed myself. That's great. I have a Len Dawson autograph. Ooh, Len Dawson, rest his soul. And many other Chiefs greats. I was 5 years old. Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. You know what I've gotten into? Write a book and send me an autographed copy of it.
Yeah.
I have some great or had. I don't know if I still have them, but I have some great autographed copies of books. And it's amazing. They have too much money to vacation in Jersey. UW fan Jim, who's been a member for 10 months.
Let's go, Jim Roma.
Appreciate all of our membership. Thank you guys. Today, Mike Smith, OG Gary, Steve Stepanek, huge Jazz gamer, and UW fan Jim. Thank you guys for being members of the show, and all of you that are members of the show. Hit the like button. Consider joining the membership. $2 a month gets you highlighted and all your comments read. $10 a month gets you into our members only group on Instagram, which, much like Loner Phone, you can leave if you like.
No comment.
Our group on Instagram is amazing, so appreciate that. Caleb Aylmore. That's when I would just crop dust the fans really bad without saying a word, which some are known to do, by the way. I kind of regret not getting Aaron Rodgers' autograph at the time. I just let him eat brunch, the ghost of Gumby says. Okay. I like it. Can we talk about prenuptial agreements? Well, we can. It's our show.
You have a deal.
Rory McIlroy is getting divorced. And we've had some Tiger-esque stories about serving papers in the past.
Right.
Rory McIlroy.
Rory
McIlroy apparently has known for some time that he was going to get divorced. The Belfast Telegraph in Ireland claims that Rory McIlroy used a private investigator to serve his wife with divorce papers and to let her know that he fully intends to enforce the prenup that they signed before they got married and that they will be sharing custody 50-50.
Right.
A couple of details from the Belfast Telegraph in Ireland. Rory McIlroy reportedly signed the divorce papers on the morning of May 9th. They were filed May 13th. The divorce papers were then delivered to Erica Stoll at the couple's family home on May 13th by a private investigator named Carl Woods. The documents read, "A phone call will not protect you. Your written response, including a case number given above and the names of the parties, must be filed if you want the court to hear your side of this case. If you do not file your response on time, you may lose the case and your wages, money, and property may thereafter be taken without further warning from the court. There are other legal requirements. You may want to call an attorney right away.
Good Lord.
If you don't know an attorney, you may call an attorney referral service or a legal aid office listed in the phone book." Well, thanks for that, because, I use the phone book.
Right.
Absolutely never.
I can't tell you the last time I saw a phone book.
Here's the best part. McIlroy signed the documents while at Quail Hollow, North Carolina at the Wells Fargo Championship. After a first round score of 4 under par, and he would then go on to win the tournament. So wait, you signed your divorce papers and then went on to win the tournament, and you haven't won in like a half life.
We all know what that's like as dudes, right? Like when you go through the breakup in high school, dude, that next game, you're killing people, bro. You're dominating people.
Shot 66 on May 16th, day one of the PGA Championship, which is a record. The 9th time in his career he'd shot 66 or better on the opening day of a major.
Yeah.
Hysterical.
Not quite as gangster as Tiger, but pretty gangster.
Should Rory McIlroy be allowed to enforce his prenuptial agreement?
Yes.
You think he should?
100%.
Why do you say?
Signed agreement. It's a signed agreement.
I think the thing that I find so interesting is they signed it a month before they were married. And I'm just curious. How much I want to, how do I phrase this politely? How much credit does she deserve for his golf earnings?
That's impossible to answer, dude. I don't know.
Should she have any right to his golf earnings?
Yeah, you can make a case. But again, because you have a prenup, you don't have that right.
Well, I think one of the interesting things is some of the details. And listen, I as a golfer, I am a big fan of Rory Max. I think that he is one of the best golfers of my generation, right? Like, I don't think there's any doubt about that. I think that it is interesting to me that all of a sudden I can't upload the picture I was trying to upload. Okay.
Because you're in the wrong section. That's the video section.
Oh, my bad. This is my bad. Thank you, Jake.
You're welcome.
I think it's really interesting that we look at guys like Rory McIlroy and we immediately ask, well, how could Rory McIlroy want to divorce this woman?
She is a beautiful woman.
His wife is gorgeous.
Yeah.
Well, soon to be ex-wife. The story is, for those of you who don't know, Rory McIlroy and his wife became distant because she wanted Rory McIlroy to spend more time at home. And he is a golfer. And it's funny, we talked about this last night. Rory McIlroy is married to the game, not to the girl.
Yeah.
I want to be really good at golf, but I love spending time with my wife at night.
Well, and I think there's a difference there, obviously, right? I mean, Rory
Yes.
McIlroy is one of the best golfers the game's ever seen, and that's not an exaggeration. And the problem that I have with this is that when you married this guy, you knew what you were getting into. It's not like this guy just, woke up one day and was like, yeah, I'm going to be the best of my generation on the tour. Like, you knew what this guy was getting into. And this was my issue with Giselle and Tom. This is my issue with a lot of, women who are married to athletes like this. Like, what you don't understand is it's more than just a round of golf, man. It's his life. Golf is Rory McIlroy. And I think that the thing that is incredible to me is that you would ask him to be home more during the season. Like, Buddy is literally home in the off season.
Well, and the problem is he hasn't been. They've been living separate lives, according to reports, for 2 years. The prenup, and here's the prenup. The prenup says that he has the right to keep their 13,000 square foot property in Jupiter, Florida, and all of his golf earnings. And that they agreed to shared custody. They only have one daughter, thankfully. But the hard part with these prenups is he probably doesn't win all that money if she isn't supporting him. But how much was she supporting him when they lived separate lives over the last 2 years and they wind up getting divorced?
Yeah.
I am a huge believer that if you sign a prenuptial agreement, it should be rock solid.
Yeah.
If you, as a man and a woman, sign a prenup together, that prenup you should not be able to break it in court. And there's a right way and a wrong way. You need to have it witnessed. You need to have it, notarized and memorialized that you both signed it and you were both in good mental health. There was no duress.
Yeah.
If that happens, that should be fully enforceable. Now, are prenuptial agreements good? Yeah, I think they're very serviceable and usable and important in a lot of situations.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Rory is allowing his wife, and I say allowing, her to stay in the family home that they've owned in Jupiter now. They paid $11 million for it. It's worth $24 million now. And he is going to find himself another place to live because he does not want his daughter to have to move to a new home.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. These prenuptial things, it is very interesting.
Well, look, I mean, clearly Rory, is trying to consider a lot of different things into the decision about the house and what's what, right? And I think that the hard part with divorce and prenups and everything is when there's kids involved, it changes the conversation. You're not just having a conversation about how you feel about your ex or how she feels about you or whatever. You're talking about, hey, how do we handle this in the best way possible to make sure that our daughter doesn't suffer any more than she probably already is. And that's the hard part. But it just bothers me to no end that you're asking this guy to be home more. Like, this guy is a PGA Tour golfer. It's his life. What did you think? Like, what did you expect? The Giselle thing with Tom, I understood just a touch more because, hey, he's at the end of his career. Tom obviously was considering retirement, but wanted to play a couple more years. So he's trying to wind out the string. So I get it from both sides of the Tom and Giselle thing, but this just seems silly to me. This seems like Rory McIlroy is still at the back end of his prime. He's still in great condition. He's still playing great golf.
One of the top golfers in the world.
Yeah, it's not like this dude is out here shooting 70 every week and just trying to earn a paycheck. This guy's trying to dominate the sport.
But I would also point out that Thomas Sasser is his divorce attorney. The same guy that represented Tiger Woods in his Elin Woods divorce when he gave up 1/6 of his golf earnings. Just 1/6, $100 million.
Just 1/6.
Which was $100 million, which is crazy. But he didn't have to pay nearly as much. Now, I think it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I just think,
yeah,
that's a tough way to go.
And I'm very curious about this affair with Amanda, the reporter situation for Rory, because I don't necessarily buy that that's what happened. I think that's a very convenient narrative that very much could have been rolled out in defense of the missus.
I don't believe that he is, and I don't know how to pronounce her last name. But the CBS golf reporter, Amanda Ballion, I believe is how you pronounce her last name. Ballionis, Ballionis. Ballionis, I believe is how you pronounce her last name. But it is, I don't believe it. I do not believe it. They were supposedly at the same hotel. She tends to oogle the golfers she interviews.
Mm-hmm.
Coinkadinkly, she was at the Wells Fargo. It was a CBS event. She interviewed him afterward. And it is true that she asked him to pay tribute to his mother on Mother's Day, not his wife. Is that because he was getting divorced? Or is that because they're stooping? I don't know. I don't believe for a second that Rory McIlroy is banging a golf reporter from CBS.
Well, and not just a reporter, the reporter. Amanda has kind of stepped into the spotlight as the face of female golf reporter.
Yeah, the whole thing is awkward to me.
Yeah,
the whole thing is awkward to me. I think if you are Mrs. Rory McIlroy and you are soon to be the ex, you're going to hire an attorney. You're going to get your fair share, and you're going to go about your life.
Yeah.
I have no problem with prenuptial agreements as long as everybody is on a level playing field when you sign them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it'll be very interesting to see how all this works out.
Absolutely.
But I think men overwhelmingly, and this is the part that'll probably piss people off, men overwhelmingly lose in divorce. Divorce and custody cases are anti-men and pro-female. And I think that's just what it is. Yeah, Gumby, got to get that pro rata.
100%.
Mrs. McElroy's got to get that pro rata, UW fan Jim Romadunze in a Kmart in 1991. That's all you needed to say. I saw Steve Emtman when loudly announced him. He got swarmed, and the look he gave me said, I should go now. He probably should. What a bust in the NFL he was. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then there is this Gen Z story. Interesting. This story comes out. Little Jakey Two Holes over here sends it to me yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Night after we were done golfing, we were show prepping. And he sends me this story that Gen Zers overwhelmingly admit that they live a double life online.
Yeah.
That there is keyboard warrior guy on Twitter, and then when you're in person, you're a completely different person.
Right.
We've talked about this before on the show,
Mm-hmm.
where we'll be at a Jazz game, or we'll be at a Ute football game, or a Utah Grizzlies hockey game.
Yeah.
And a fan will run up. Oh, Monty, love the show. You're the best. What's your name? Joey Dicknuts. And then you get on Twitter and find Joey Dicknuts, and he's the guy that's like, you don't know what you're talking about, you idiot. Your show sucks. Nobody likes you.
Yeah, you're an SEC homer. This is an SEC show.
But in person, they're like, man, you're the best.
Dude, your show is the best in
Wow.
Salt Lake, man. Like you're the only one I listen to, and I don't listen to anyone else. And,
you're amazing.
What do you think is going to happen in the draft? And do you think that this kid's going there? Like,
are they going to trade Rudy Gobert?
Come on, guys.
That was the one for a long time. You're an ass, any of you. Hey, great job. You were right the whole time. You're the only one I trust.
Yeah, most reliable information. Okay, dude. Thanks.
Are you guilty of this?
No. Nope.
Neither am I.
Not even a little bit. I think it's such a fascinating thing. I think that Gen Z is guilty of it more because they've grown up with a device in their hand since they were 5 years old, man.
Yes.
And for me, I didn't even have a flip phone till I was probably 13, 12.
A flip phone.
Like, we didn't have iPhones back then. We had, flip phones.
I didn't have a flip phone until I was 12.
Like, dude, I didn't grow up.
Who raised you?
Yeah, like I didn't grow up with tech like that, man. We grew up playing basketball in the backyard, bro. Like we grew up riding our bikes around the neighborhood. And I feel like that's kind of why I just don't feel the need to have like this other persona on social media. Like I've got an Instagram, got an X, like we're good. And I feel like the pandemic really exacerbated this problem because we were so alone. So we had to get online and create, the person that we want to be versus who we actually are. And like, that's where like the whole catfish show is born out of. I feel like people want to make fake profiles and identities, and they want to be a hard ass on X or in the comments section. And then when you call their ass out for that and you're like, hey dude, like you're being a red ass in our comments section, and then you want to DM me, or you're doing this and you want to say you didn't, or like whatever it is on any given day.
I again just am curious why people find it fulfilling, or what is it about being an asshole on the internet that makes you feel better? Yet when you're in person, you won't or can't be that same person.
Yeah.
And I think people lack confidence and vent frustration about whatever is happening in their life on sports talk host or news, or just say the most detestable things to athletes
because they
DMs.
Can.
Yeah, because they can.
Like literally because they can, and because it's easy to hate. It's easy. It takes almost no effort.
I 100% agree. Are we really, Glenn? Motorola Razr flip phones from my boys back in the day.
Yeah, right?
The Motorola
Razor in the pocket, riding the
Hello,
Razor to school.
Hello, Moto. Oh, my God. Main event, Nokia. Oh, my God. You guys remember Nokias? Those little brick Nokia phones?
Yep.
Oh, my God. What was your favorite phone back in the day? I think there's no doubt. Oh, and I can't remember what it was called. The Rolodex phone. Oh, I can't remember what that phone's called. Oh.
Sidekick?
No. Oh, the Sidekick was amazing. No, you remember the phone that used to, you like keep all your contacts in it, and it was, I can't remember what it was called, but that phone was
BlackBerry?
No. Blackberries were awesome too. But I can't remember what it was called. It's a specific phone that was essentially like it kept all your contacts in it. I can't remember what it was called.
Okay.
With the QWERTY keyboard. It was the first phone that had the full QWERTY keyboard on it. And it was awesome. And I dropped it in a toilet.
Good Lord.
I did. I dropped it right in the toilet on
the Palm Pilot?
Palm Pilot. Palm Pilot. You guys remember Palm Pilots? Oh my God. The Palm Pilot was, I remember the first Palm Pilot I ever got. I thought I was a bad MFer, dude. I thought that I controlled the universe. And oh, there it is right there. Oh my God, you guys.
Literally looks just like a BlackBerry.
Okay. The Palm was that phone. If you didn't,
Okay, so what was hot about this phone when it came out? What was the stick?
If this phone I'm about to show you does not make you moisten up, there's something wrong with you. Look at that phone.
Wow,
you guys.
dude, get hard.
Look at that.
Stay
hard.
Look at that phone. That phone,
First team all bulletproof right there.
I just remember that it had the screen and it had the keyboard and it had the calculator blue letters. Oh my God. It was so good. It was just the Palm Pilot the trio. The the trio.
So, and I'm not even I'm not being a red ass with this question. I'm being serious. So this thing held the main,
it did everything.
So you could text, you could have contacts, email,
text messages.
Yeah.
You name it, it did it. You could take notes on it.
Was this one of the first phones that had internet access?
Yes, it was one of the first phones that did everything.
Yeah.
I mean everything.
Yeah.
It was amazing. That phone right there was my God.
Now pull up a picture of a BlackBerry. Like I don't know. Not a Pearl, the other one, the main one.
Yeah.
That I can't remember the name of off the top of my head. Just the main.
Okay, we'll go over here. The BlackBerry Curve. The BlackBerry 7280.
No, that ain't it. They made nicer ones than that.
No, they did. The BlackBerry Curve was amazing. Like, oh yes, I will never oh my God.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
There are so many. You guys remember the BlackBerry Curve? It was this phone. Wow, that phone's beat to hell. It's a good example.
I'm telling you, the BlackBerry for its time was incredible.
It truly was.
I mean, literally was incredible. I mean, like, and I always ask people, when I talk about smartphones, like, do we miss having the keyboard? Because obviously our phones now are all touchscreen and everything, but having an analog keyboard, a button to physically push.
It's a QWERTY keyboard, please.
Like, I think a lot of people miss that.
Do you? I don't miss that at all.
You don't miss having the button?
No, I don't. There's the BlackBerry Curve.
Now tell me that doesn't look exactly like the Palm Pilot.
It does. They're very similar. There's no doubt about it. But you know the cool thing? I used to have a deal with BlackBerry where I would get all of their new phones. And the BlackBerry Curve was awesome.
Right.
Awesome. I don't miss the keyboard. But I am somebody that I love me a good phone.
Yeah.
I always get the newest one. Fat Jesus says I loved the buttons. Okay. Ericsson phones. Oh my God. Bro, main event, you're coming in here and dropping like old school knowledge. Ericsson phones. Does anyone remember the old T-Mobile commercials with D. Wade and Charles Barkley? Yes. San Diego State Glenn, Obamacare included whether he could keep his BlackBerry after he was president-elect. Yeah, remember how much he fought over his BlackBerry? Oh, I despise autocorrect. I like being personally responsible for my own mistakes. I agree. Yes. My name is Charles Barkley, and I am a dumbass. Exactly.
Correct.
I'm a big guy like Monty.
Yeah. We're having such a good show, dude. And
I'm a big guy like Monty. Hey, big guy.
You're a giant.
What's up, fat ass? And the buttons were too small. Oh, I never had trouble with the buttons being too small.
So you have fat fingers, is what you're saying.
Sausage Joe.
Since we're out here calling people fat constantly.
I can't believe you called me fat. The first iPhone, man, destroyer of all phones. Yeah, you're not wrong. I'm sort of nostalgic for keyboards, but overall, I don't miss them. I'd be in that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be, yeah. I mean, dude, the Palm Pilot, dude.
When did it come out, roughly?
1942. The Palm Pilot
so before
was
Dallas.
after J.R. Ewing got shot. The Palm Pilot was amazing. And I would agree I'm a bit nostalgic for that generation. The Ghost of Gumby, I'm a big guy like Monty. Do you know how many people walk up to me?
Wow, you're a lot bigger in person, man.
No, they're like, oh, you don't look nearly as big on in person as you are on TV.
Camera adds 10 pounds.
More like 50, fatty. You know, jitterbug phone. Fat Jesus, I loved my landline phone. Totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree. All right, we got to go. We got to roll. The Monty Show is always presented by The Advocates, theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business. When you break your thumbs on your QWERTY keyboard, call The Advocates. Dog bites. Why are so many people getting bit by dogs right now? Absolutely. They handle dog bites. Theadvocates.com. Until Monday. Say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.